Hey everyone, welcome back to practice. In today's class, we'll be exploring interesting hip and shoulder work. You'll want 2 yoga blocks for practice. We'll begin on our back and have one of those blocks handed to you while you're lying down. So just focusing on taking any of the jagged edges out of the breath, or if you feel like your breath is kind of stuttering this morning, taking some time to just smooth it out. See if you can stretch your breathing so that your inhale is lasting about 5 seconds long, even longer if possible. And the exhalation is evenly matching the inhalation. So it's also that 5 or 6 second duration. So when we even out the breath, this corresponds to like a technique called samvriti, which translates from the Sanskrit to the English to mean same fluctuation. Vrittis are fluctuations. So we want the same influx of breath as we have outflux of breath. And it's said when we breathe this way that we're sending equal messages to body and mind to both be alert and awake, but also calm and grounded. So the breath itself holds that capacity for being awake and alive, but calm and grounded. Then bend your knees and let your eyes open up so you'll receive some light from the room around you. Bring awareness to how your head is positioned. Bring the chin slightly down and retract your head, which means you're pressing it slightly into the ground underneath you. And then bring your right leg in, hold it with your left hand. So we've got a crisscross hold here. And then the left knee in, but it's held with your right hand. So you'll be crossing at your wrists or your forearms. Can you bring attention to pulling the rib cage towards the floor so you're really solidifying your back into the ground? And then use breath to create this. As you inhale, reach the left leg long and the right arm long by your ear without allowing either to touch the floor. Exhale, bring the hand back across to make contact with the knee. Then we go the other way. Inhale, reach right leg, left arm. Exhaling, bring it across. Do this several times, continuing to move with that samvriti breath, same inhale, same exhale. And do notice if your chin starts creeping up towards the ceiling. Continue to do that work of retracting the head against the floor and keeping the chin slightly downward. As we continue to move through this reaching and crisscrossing of the wrists, think about you're reaching your arm and your leg, not from the arm and the leg, but from the back side of your abdomen. So the extension of the limb is coming from deep, deep in your core. And in fact, it is. Right? Extending limbs from the connection of our psoas muscle, which runs along the back side of our abdominal cavity. Do one more each direction. Breathing, stretching, lengthening, and then crisscrossing. Now let your feet go onto the floor. Let your arms rest by your sides. And come back to that smooth breath. And just notice where you feel like warmth or heat sensations. Can you connect warmth and heat sensations to that back side of your abdomen? Now you'll want your yoga block. So reach over and find it. Once you've found your block, you'll hold it between your hands and your arms are reaching up to the ceiling. So the way we're holding the block is with the hands on the outer edge of the block, and we're holding the block in such a way that it's at its widest for us. Doing the work to draw the rib cage down, keep the chin tucked, keep the head retracted. Reach your arms away so you feel your shoulder blades peel up away from the ground. And then pull the block towards your chest without bending your elbows. Plug your shoulder blades into the floor. Do that several times. Reach away. See if you can peel the shoulder blades up. They spread like wings on your back. And then draw back so your armpits get deep and you can feel your shoulder blades concentratedly pressing into the ground underneath you. So we move through the protraction and the retraction pattern. You might notice here that also your chin tries to lift. So do that work of retraction of the head, keeping the chin down. As you next reach your arms up, which is the protraction pattern of your rib cage, can you peel your head, neck, shoulder blades up off the floor? Keep holding that block at chest height. And then begin to march in place. Right foot lifts, it lands. Left foot lifts, it lands. Now I like to look towards my thighs here because I find that looking up gives me that chin up position. So we want to maintain chin down as we do this little bit of marching, marching in place. One more time with right leg marching, one more time with left leg marching, head, neck, shoulder blades back to the ground. Keep the block reaching up. Now bring your legs to a tabletop and join them together. And we're going to practice placing the block on the shins and then taking the block off the shins. Chin to chest, peel head, neck, shoulder blades up, place the block onto your shins. Come all the way back down. Head, neck, shoulder blades off the floor, peel up, get the block, reach it to the ceiling, and slowly come down. See what we're doing? Put it on the table, and then come back down to the ground. Go get it from the table, and come back down to the ground. The farther you take your shins away, the more interesting this becomes. So I'm going to let you dial in and create something that's interesting for you. So if it feels like you could be here until next Tuesday, then you might want to take your shins a little farther. So the reach to the table is a little farther. 2 more times. Go ahead and grab your block from your tabled shins, come all the way to the ground. Put the feet down. Put the block off to the side. Arms to cactus. Turn your head right and left. Really kind of smush the back of your skull into the mat as you take the right ear to the ground. And then come across and take the left ear to the ground. So if you were recruiting your neck in any way to do that core work, this should loosen that up a little bit. And now that we've woken that up, it uniquely positions us to be able to move from our center for today's practice, which is where I want to really move from. And come back to the center with your head, right arm over the head, roll onto your right side. Bring yourself up and find a tabletop position, go to hands and knees. And then once you arrive in hands and knees, take your right hand a handprint forward and your left knee about a handprint back. So we're making the tabletop asymmetrical. We've done this in practice before together. And then do cat-cow with the asymmetry of the hand placed forward and the knee stepped back. And what kind of stretch for your abdominals can you create through the cow? What kind of contraction or shortening of the psoas and the back side of the belly, or the abdominals, and the abdominals, can you create as you take your cat? One more with this offset of right hand and left knee. Relax that effort. Left knee forward, right hand back. Switch it out. Left hand forward, right knee back. And do a couple more rounds. Focus on stretching the abdominal tissue and then shortening it. One more time. Release that effort. Left hand back, right knee forward. Open the knees wide. Extend back into a child's pose. Arms are forward, forehead grounded. If you need some height for your forehead, bring the yoga block underneath it. Practice same breathing. Allowing the breath to spread high into the rib cage. And even into that area that we call the armpit chest. Then glancing forward with your eyes, shift the weight forward with your hips, tuck toes, push the floor out of the way. Take it into downward dog. In downward dog, try on these two things. So the first thing I want you to try on is extending your legs long by reaching your heels towards the floor. So think of reaching your heels back and down. And feel into that and breathe into that. Now, can you relax that effort? Kind of go back to when you didn't have that awareness of heels reaching back and down. And then consider lengthening your legs from stretching your sit bones up towards the sky. And try that on. So it's nuanced, but there's a sensory difference in my body. Like one works with lower leg opening, and one, in my experience, works with opening at the top of the back of the thighs towards the sitting bone attachment points. Now go back to unawares. So I'm asking you to erase that. And then do both, sitting bones up and heels back and down. And feel like the maha, the great lengthening of the backs of the legs. One more breath here, stretching the arms and legs from deep in the center of your body. And then use exhale, walk up. Come to ragdoll, get passive, especially letting the head, neck, and shoulders go. So that core work just a few minutes ago could have activated the neck muscles and the trap muscles quite a bit. So let it go. You can even roll your shoulders a few times while you're hanging. Shake your head yes and no, yes again. And then locate your 2 yoga blocks. Put them in front of you at shoulders distance or hips distance apart. You can have them on the medium, high, or low setting. Place your hands on them. And inhale, half lift, lengthen. Exhale and fold. Now we did this yesterday, so it might be a repeat for some of you, but walk your blocks over to the right, a little bit of like a 45-degree angle. Keep your hips facing forward. Inhale, lengthen out to the right. Press into your yoga blocks. Exhale, fold. Traverse to the left, off to the left hand angle. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Do a few more, all the way to the right. Breathing in, extend off in that direction. Try not to change your leg placement, knee placement or hip placement. Exhale, fold. Go to the left. Inhale. And exhale. And come back to center. One right here through the middle. Breathe in, elongation. Exhale and folding. Hang the arms, hang the head, hang the neck, hang the shoulders. Bend the knees and roll up. Articulate up to standing. And then come to Tadasana and bring the same awareness to the head and neck that we had when we were lying on our backs. So the chin is slightly retracted and you're keeping the head like really well stacked over the tops of the shoulders. Draw your hands together in Anjali Mudra, so connecting in prayer. And as you breathe here, same inhale, same exhale. Can you feel like the channel that the breath is carving through the body? So you might even imagine like a hollow, like piping from the pelvic floor or the underside of the pelvis that goes straight up through the center of the body to the dome at the top of the head. And we kind of breathe in the cylindrical channel. The breath runs up, the breath runs down. Maintaining awareness of this channel as we move through the rest of practice, let's chant Om one time. Exhale fully. And take a breath all the way in. Releasing the arms, allow your eyes to open. Keep the head in its position. Inhale, arms rise. Slowly lift the eyes and the chin as the palms meet. Exhale, hip hinge, fold out, over, and then down. As you inhale, lengthen the channel from base of pelvis up to top of head. Exhale, step to plank and pause when you get to plank pose. So let the entire body draw in to the low belly and then extend the limbs from the point of low belly. So you're going out through the arms and hands and out through the legs and heels. Take a breath all the way. Exhale, lower the knees and come down real slow so the whole channel gets lowered at the same time. Inhale to cobra. Channel becomes pliable as we curl up. Exhale, fold back into downward dog. As you explore down dog, work with heels back and down, sit bones up. So simultaneously those two things happening. And breathe. Full breath all the way in prepares you. Exhale, knees bend, eyes look forward. Inhale, step or hop. Half lift, channel lengthens. Exhale, fold. As you inhale, reach all the way up, restack things, looking up. Exhale, back to mountain, head is retracted, arms by your side. Again, inhale, arms rise. Lift the eyes at the last moment. Exhale, out, over, forward, and down. So it's like a casting pattern. Inhale, extend the channel long. Exhale, plank. Keep exhaling lower down. It could be chaturanga where the knees don't even touch or knees come down. Inhale, cobra or up dog. So the channel becomes pliable. Downward facing dog, hips move back. Connect with the limbs growing out of the deepest part of the belly. Way deep, way back. And deep breath all the way. Exhale, crouching, looking. Inhale, stepping or hopping. Half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. The eyes greet what's above you. Exhale, mountain. Chin retracts, arms by the sides. Now, take your yoga block. We're going to do just the one. And you'll have it in that position where you were holding it long between your hands, just like we were doing lying down, only now it's held in front of your thighs instead of out in front of you. So we're going to keep this lever of the arms close to the body. And then find that idea of the post, the chin in retraction. Put weight into the right leg and start to lean over until the block kind of grazes down the front of the right leg. It meets the ankle or the shin. Left leg is back behind us, and then we're coming all the way back up, sliding the block up the front plane of the leg to standing. So make contact, kind of as you take the balance and reach the left leg back, glide gently the leg across the front of the leg, and then coming all the way back up, glide it across the front of the leg to stand. We're shaving our legs, right? Do a total of 5 with this work of finding the post, right? You can consider the leg that's reaching back behind you is an extension of that post. What's holding us together is the back side of our abdomen. That is where we are moving from. One more here. Okay, so we've shaved the right leg. Now transfer the weight into lefty. You might move the block so it's more against the left thigh. And practice hip hinging on a straightish leg. Shave down the front of the left leg. Shave up the front of the left leg and come back to standing. Keep going. Now, one thing you can pay attention to is what the heck is my chin doing? Is my chin forward? Right? Or am I keeping that retraction of the skull? Because remember, the column is ending at the dome at the crown of the head. It's not ending at the neck. So we have to keep the chin in that little bit of retraction pattern. So the whole thing, the whole column can move as one. One more time. Releasing the right foot back under the right hip, block off to the side. Hands to the hips, inhale, chest and eyes lift. Exhale, bow forward. Grab your big toes, index, middle finger. So this is Padahastasana. As you breathe in, lengthen along the channel. And as you breathe out, bend your elbows, bend your knees any amount, and let the crown of the head release. Consider that you can stretch your legs a few ways. You can anchor the heels, really letting weight shift into the heels and pressing them down. You can layer into that a lifting of the sitting bones up. Now that lift of the sit bones can be done by straightening your legs, or you can even lift sit bones without having to straighten your legs. And breathe here. Use inhale, lengthen. Exhaling, release the fingers to the floor, and then go left leg way back to runner's lunge. Take a few breaths, reaching left heel back and top of the head, or the dome at the crown of the head, forward. And then lower the left knee to the ground. Both hands come up onto the right thigh. You can untuck or keep your back toes tucked under. Instead of being forward in the lunge, let's go to like a double 90 lunge, which means the hips pull back. And then take your arms, hang them by your side. Make little fists with your hands, but leave your thumbs sticking out. So like hitchhiker thumbs. Keep your ribs pulled in. Move your arms up and long by your ears, reaching from the back side of your belly. So try it. As I reach, can I connect this, not just from the shoulders, it's happening deeper. Then turn the wrists out, reach the arms up and back behind you, spinning the arm bones in socket until the thumbs are pointing in, and bring the arms along the side of you. So it's shoulder cars. Reach the arms back, spin out your hitchhiker thumbs, reach your arms out and up, and then bring them forward and down. Let's do one more. Forward up, you're reaching from inside your guts. Wrists turn out to the sides as you reach up and back. You can spin the head of your arm bones more forward till the thumbs point in, and slowly lower the arms. Reverse your way out, reach back, hitchhike, reach out and up, and reach forward and back down. Touch the ground, lift the back knee, turn the back foot all the way down, and come into extended side angle with the prop of elbow to thigh and left hand to hip or waist. The right sit bone is underneath, it's curled under and angled towards the front knee. The back leg is extending from deep in the back side of your belly. Top arm extends overhead, reach through the side body. A few ways you can vary this position. You could hang your right arm so that just your hip is holding you and your trunk is holding you in this side angle. You could place your right hand on a yoga block in or outside of your right foot. You can continue to work with elbow to thigh. 2 more breaths. Unwind, touch down, turn the back heel, lower the knee. Pull back, runner stretch, straighten the front leg. Crown of the head, the dome at the top of the head is pulling forward as the bottom of the right hip is pulling backwards. So think butt back or right sit bone back, dome at crown forward. Bend the front knee, come into high crescent or low crescent lunge, reach the arms. And then this is kind of a tricky move, but you're going to touch the ground and go to a right leg lifted tabletop. Right leg extends back behind you. Yup. Left arm forward. Reach the limbs from deep inside. Align them along the channel so they become extensions of it. Right hand or right knee down, left hand down. Downward facing dog. Walk the hands forward, lift the sitting bones back. Breathe here. And then using a breath in, use a breath in to lift the left leg up. Exhaling, left foot comes forward and through. Runner's lunge, pause, breathe, lengthen. Bring your right knee down to the floor. Pull the hips back. Get more vertical in this lunge position. Go back to the fists. Go back to the work of like finding your held from the center. Arms go forward and up. They reach from there. Wrists spin out. Arms reach up and back behind you. Continue to turn the head of your arm bones. Watch what the chin does. Keep it retracted. Reverse. Reach back. Spin the wrists out, the arm bones out. Reach out and up. Bring it forward and down. One more. Forward, up. Wrists out, arms back. Keep rolling the arm bones until the thumbs point in. Gradually, arms along the side. This is our reset. The little internal rotation, reach back. Wrists spin out and up, and forward and down. Touch the ground. Pull back into runner stretch. Crown of the head reaching one way, sitting bone reaching the other. Bend front knee, lift back knee. Turn the back foot all the way down. Create extended angle. Left elbow, left thigh, right hand, right hip. So what's holding you together is that back side of the abdomen. You can stay here, reach top arm. You can dangle the left arm. You could touch the ground. Make it your own. Right? Express the pose from inside. Keep the length along the column. Unwind, touch floor, lowering the right knee. Hips go forward, reach up into the low crescent lunge. And then it's in a move, hands go back, left leg extends behind you into that tabletop with one leg floating. Yeah, right arm forward. The inside of you is holding it together. The limbs are expressing themselves from inside. Bring yourself to tabletop, right hand down and left knee down. Remember the protraction we were working on? I'd like you to integrate that here in hands and knees. So you're pulling the back of the heart slightly up towards the ceiling. And we're going to take plank pose from here and move through a little bit of a mobility drill. So before we go to plank, notice how high your shoulders, your head, and your neck are. See if you can not let that change. Right? Shoulder blades, head, neck, stay the same. Arms stay the same. Go back to plank. Right leg back, left leg back. Okay. Step your right foot forward so your right knee wants to touch the floor like tabletop, but it doesn't. And then your left knee does the same thing. So it's called bear pose. Now I want you to take your right foot and step it outside of your right hand. Ooh, keep your shoulders the same height. Left foot outside of your left hand. Keep your shoulders the same height. Left foot back to bear. Right foot back to bear. Left leg back to plank. Right leg back to plank. Lower the knees. Right leg back, half plank. Left leg back, other half of plank. Right knee under right hip without letting it land, half bear. Left knee under left hip without letting it land full bear. Right foot outside of the right hand, half squat. Left foot outside of the left hand, full squat. Right leg back to bear. Left leg back to bear. Left leg to plank. Right leg to plank. Pause. One more. Left knee bear. Right knee bear. Left foot outside of left hand, half squat. Right foot outside of right hand, full squat. Right knee bear. Left knee bear. Right leg plank. Left leg plank. Downward facing dog. Stretch back. If you want vinyasa, inhale, plank, column. Exhale, lower. Inhale, pliable, curl. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe here. Using breath in, lift your right leg up, back, behind you. As you exhale, bring your right foot right forward and through between your hands. Turn your back foot all the way down. Come up into warrior two. Expand the limbs from inside. Turn the front palm up, do a reach back, a glide down the back leg with the left hand and curl back into reverse warrior, like being lifted up and long through the belly. And then from here, triangle in a move, straighten the front leg, reach out and away, bottom hand to something, upper arm to sky. If you find that you want to angle your back foot more, you can make that adjustment. Bend the front knee, look down, turn the back heel, walk the hands forward, standing split. Lift the back leg parallel to the floor. Find the length along the central column. Let the right leg be extending down from your guts. Bring your hands to prayer. Lift into warrior three. Now, can you travel the left knee all the way through to standing, drawing it up towards the prayer hands, opening it out to the side. Placing the foot against the leg. If you need help, you could grab and put the foot to upper inner thigh and express tree pose. So it is kind of emanating from the guts, the back side of the belly, and the column stays long. And then try this. Tuck the tailbone a little, reach the arms behind you, interlace them. And then root the knuckles down, lift up, curl back. So you're taking your tree into a little bit of a back bend. So the spine becomes pliable, the column becomes pliable. Releasing the back bend, reach up. Draw the left knee forward. Hands come to prayer. Float back to the warrior three. Go back to the standing split. Bend your right knee, land your left foot back. Downward facing dog, step back. Vinyasa if you want to. Let's try the other side of all that business. Use a breath in, lift the left leg up. So it extends from inside. Exhale, left foot steps forward. Right foot turns all the way down. Come up, warrior two. It radiates. Steady through the trunk, pliability in the column. Back hand grazes down the back leg, lift up, curl back. In a move, triangle, straighten, reach, touch down. Downward eyes. Bend the front knee, touch ground, turn the back heel. Walk the hands and arms forward. Standing split. Right leg is lifted. It's an extension of the column. Right. Crown of the head is reaching. From deep inside of your guts, you're stamping into the left foot. Keep the chin retracted. Hands to prayer, warrior three. Right leg through, right knee comes up towards prayer hands. Open the leg out to the side, land the foot or help it. Tree pose, express it from inside out. And then tailbone under, so it's a little bit of hips in extension, a tuck of the tail. Reach back, interlace the hands. We did all that juicy shoulder work. Knuckles down, chin, chest, and eyes up, curl back. Standing tree back bend. From pliable and back bending, come back to vertical, reach the arms. Pull the hands to prayer. Draw the right knee forward. Extend it back, straight back behind you, horizontal to the floor, warrior three. Standing split touchdown. Bend the front knee, lunge. Hands greet the earth, downward facing dog. Vinyasa if you want it. So that was a maha sequence of poses strung together. From here, together to plank pose. So there's that lengthening of the column, the extending of the limbs from deep inside. Exhale, lower the knees and come all the way down. Then elbows go wide. Forehead will rest against the back of your hands. So stack your hands like pancakes and let your forehead rest. And then find the pubic bone like pressing towards the ground. So think of making the front of the hips pretty solid in their anchoring to the floor. Keep that adjustment, which is really a pelvis adjustment. Lift the right leg up so the right thigh bone lifts. It reaches longer. The whole leg grows. And put the foot back down. So we've got the toes pointed back here. Now the left leg will lift. The thigh bone goes up. We reach way back and we place. Notice what toenails are connected to the floor and which ones are either not connected or a little light. So find pinky toes just as rooted as big toes in terms of clicking toenails. When you made that adjustment of pinky toes down, did you lose pubic bone? Go back to pubic bone. Hands by your breastbone. Grow the legs long, root them down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, bring it back down. Slide your hands forward by 2 palm prints. Boom, boom. Push the hands forward and away. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, come back down. Now you might find your arms are straightening. Great. Go down, go forward by 2 more. Boom, boom. Push the ground away. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, come back down. Bring your hands along your breastbone. Can you lift both legs simultaneously? Now can you take a little bit of that cobra, peeling the chest away from the floor? The shoulder blades will be pulling together rather than spreading apart. Float your arms, locust. How much height can you keep through thigh bones and chest? Maybe bend your knees, find your ankles. Bring a little more lift of the thigh bones, lift of the sternum. Dhanurasana, bow pose. Beautiful. One more breath. Exhale it all down. Legs go long, turn your head to the side. Elbows can be wide, hands can be stacked. Just enjoy. So we'll take that whole sequence just one more time with this notion that when we lift things, when we reach them, when we grab our ankles, like these poses are not about wrangling or torque or leverage. They are expressing themselves from deep in the backside of the abdomen. And we have to invite that pliability to that channel in order to curl into these back bends. So we start with a little less pliability in the locus, and then we go into deeper pliability when we ask the spine to take bow pose. Start all over, pubic bone down, right leg lifts, it stretches long, it goes down. Left leg lifts, it stretches long, it goes down. Pinky toe side of the feet click just as much as the big toe. Did you lose tailbone? Bring it back. Hands by the breastbone. Inhale, cobra. Exhale down. Walk your hands 2 handprints forward. 1, 2. Push the floor away. Inhale, cobra. Exhale down. 2 more. 1, 2. Inhale, cobra. Exhale down. Slide your hands back. Pubic bone down, thigh bones up. Press the hands, invite that little bit of cobra. Stretch the arms back, locust. Can you lift your thighs at the same rate you're lifting your sternum? Bend your knees. Find, if you're finding Dhanurasana, opportunity to now thigh bones up, sternum more vertical. All of this is coming from inside. More pliability of this channel. One more breath. Exhale, let it all go. Hands by your breastbone. Child's pose, please. Sit back. Legs can be together in this child's pose, or they can be open wide. So I want you to feel into, well, what does my lower back need right now? And how can I adjust my legs to give my lower back what it needs? Bringing breath awareness, so samvriti, same inhale, same exhale, same influx of breath, same outflux of breath. Permeating side ribs, permeating armpits. From child's pose, shift forward, table, take it to downward dog, just for a moment. Heels, they move back down, sit bones lift up, we grow the back side of the legs. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, right knee to right forearm. Turn your shin in, kick it into the midline, and then land it for pigeon. Move your left leg back. Instead of pigeon through the middle, walk over to the left. So remember we walked over to the side earlier in forward folding? Walk to that angle and then walk away from yourself. So off to the side pigeon here. Hips stay pretty much facing forward, but it's the torso we're asking to angle out. Invite your hands and your arms to walk back in. And as you do that, come more center. And then take the leg that's behind your body, bring it forward for head to knee forward bend. So you'll tuck the sole of your right foot into your inner left thigh. And then align yourself forward facing with the trunk of your body, upper half of your body. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, out, over, forward and down, the casting pattern. Perhaps you're holding the outer foot, outer ankle. You might even make the clasp of the left wrist or right wrist with the left hand beyond the foot. There's a little bit of belly rotating left in this. Retract the chin, lengthen the column. Use breath in, elongate. Exhale, unwind, come all the way up. Stand your right knee up with your right foot on the floor. So we usually twist towards the leg, but I want to explore twisting away from the leg today. So take your right elbow, put it inside of your right leg, and take your left hand behind you somewhere. Stamp the right foot, inhale, press the arm into the leg. Find length, so you are using a little leverage here. And exhale, push the arm against the leg and try to spin the chest to the left. Turn the chin back over that left shoulder. So rather than closing the body as we twist or compressing, we're opening, an open body twist. And see what kind of space you can create in this one, right? Which probably feels like foreign since we always go towards the leg. Inhaling, eyes forward. Exhale, unwind. Cross your ankles, hands in front of you, step back to downward dog pose. Now, should you want one last vinyasa, it is right here for the taking. We'll meet back in the downward dog. Now, left leg goes up. Exhale, left knee to left forearm, like mid-forearm. Kick the shin in and then land. So there's that little bit of core control. Scoot your right leg back. Walk to the right as you untuck the right toes. Angle out, angle away, and come into pigeon with the trunk extending off to the side. Taking the walk back and centering torso. Right leg goes around, tucking sole of foot inside of the right thigh. Centering, or think of squaring the trunk. Inhale up. Exhale, cast out, over, forward, down, reach for what you're reaching for. Angle the belly to the right very slightly. Using breath in, lengthen. Exhale, rise. Stand the left knee up with the foot grounded. Open-bodied turning. Hook the left bent elbow arm inside of the left leg, right hand behind you. Inhale, root arm into leg, foot into earth. Exhale, turn. So chest right, shoulders right, head turning on that axis of the cervical spine until the chin or the eyes can just glance back over the right shoulder. And just explore in this pattern that may feel a little foreign, what kind of rotation, open rotation, can you create? Using breath in, eyes forward. Exhale, unwind. Both legs extending in front of you. If your sit bones are unable to evenly ground, bend your knees until you can evenly ground them. Find the column, the cylinder, the chin in its retraction pattern. Fingertips beside your hips. Dandasana. Then reach your arms up from deep inside of the back of your belly. Take a breath in. Exhale, cast out, over, forward and down. Paschimottanasana. So some food for thought in Paschimottanasana. You can create this feeling of your legs growing longer and your spine growing longer. So there's like extending out from deep inside. But another interesting way to feel into this pattern or this patterning is to think of drawing the leg bones, like sucking them deeper into socket, and see what kind of folding that provides. So think of legs sucking in, spine reaching forward, as opposed to legs reaching forward, spine reaching forward, right? Subtle, but can be quite impactful. Use in-breath to lengthen and exhale to come all the way up. Before we come onto our backs, I'd like to take some time to do pranayama, right? Before we come onto our backs. We've been working with the samvriti, the whole practice, so we're really in a unique position to do some breath work. Please either grab a block to sit on, or you can come to any cross-legged seat that's comfortable. If you have a practice of lotus, you can bring your legs into lotus. So situating your foundation, your lower body, on block, cross-legged or lotus. Take the Yana Mudra, which is index and thumb finger together. Arms will be straight, palms are facing up. Find the column, right? So you're getting the chin in its retraction pattern. You're focusing on having the channel. And then you'll bring your chin forward and down towards the notch of your chest. So we're creating Jalandhara Bandha, which is a lock of our throat. And with your eyes closed, practice same breathing. Can you feel the inhalation climbing up from the base of the pelvis to the dome at the crown? Same exhale as you release from the crown. Back down and out through the pelvis. 1, we're taking 10. Inhaling. Exhaling. 2, again. 3, inhaling. Exhaling. 4, you might notice your breath lengthening. Go with it. Inhale. Exhale. 5, keep going. Inhale. And let it go. 6, inhale. Exhale. 7, inhale. Exhaling. 8, inhaling up the channel all the way to the tippy top. Exhaling down the channel, back down into the earth. 9, last one, longest breath. Breathing in, breathing in, breathing in. At the top, can you pause? Can you become a container? Can you hold it inside? Fullness. And exhale everything, 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 everything. 10. Allow your breath's rhythm to return. Release the mudra. With your inward gaze, so it could be eyes closed or you can open them, but keep that drishti concentrated. Find your way onto your back. By concentrated inward, I mean our awareness stays inwardly directed. Coming onto the back, taking any movements before Shavasana that you feel like you need. Maybe it's a little twist or turn. Perhaps it is like a happy baby. Really anything that your intuition is calling out for right now. Finding your way after those last few little let go movements. Finding your way to Shavasana. And take your time getting there. But once you arrive, do a little let go practice. Begin at the bottom and work your way up. Just acknowledging the different parts of the body as you climb the body with your attention and letting go in the various places, feet and toes, ankles and lower legs, knees and thighs, buttocks, hips, belly, lower back, rib cage, chest, upper back, side body, hands and fingers, lower arms, elbows, and wrists, upper arms, shoulders, neck and head, eyes and ears, cheeks and nose, lips and chin, tongue and jaw. And a spontaneous rhythm of breath. Delicate, easy. Invite awareness back, back to body, back to breath. And expanding awareness out and hearing any sounds happening around you, or any sounds outside of your walls or windows. Just welcoming this rhythm of life all back in. Stretch the arms, reach the legs in any way that feels inviting. Bend your knees one at a time and roll to your side. from there, pressing the ground out of the way and lifting all the way up to seated. Aligning the column, the cylinder, joining the hands together in Anjali Mudra. And we'll mark the way out in the way we marked the way in through the sound of the Om. Exhale fully. And take a breath in. May the merits of this practice that we've done here today benefit all beings everywhere. Namaste.